but also posted youth incomes, helping steer many ways, scare many ways, as they are ensuring that helping steer many away from illegal activities, that is after the forest evictions.
So tunahimiza mashirika wengine wote wale wanahusika katika mambo ya kuhifadhi environment waike mfano ya Pestitanium, kukuja kushikana na community, alafu wanunue miti ambao zile communities yenye iko karibu na msitu wako nayo, ili hao watu wafaidike.
Msaidia sisi kabisa kwa kupanda miti, hata kuonyesha sisi mahali tufanye ile vitu tuna style kufanya. Tumejua hata kupanda miti, hata pesa ya tunatoa pesa huko, na tumepata somesha watoto kabisa mpaka wamemaliza, hata wamesaidia kabisa kwa kila jambo.
Elsewhere, members of parliament are raising sharp concerns, accusing senior government officials of what they term as abandoning their core responsibilities to the public. The members of parliament say some leaders have become more focused on politics and also power struggles than on delivering essential services, warning that this shift has undermined accountability and also weakened the service delivery across the key sectors. They are now calling for immediacy corrective action to ensure government officials return to their mandates and also put the needs of citizens above the political interests.
Tuwezi kuruhusu watu waozeshe hii serikali. Haiwezi kuwa rais anazunguka kuuza sera za serikali. Ni sisi na CSS na PSS wanatakiwa uuze sera za serikali. Sio rais kwa jua anatangaza sera hizo. Anaongea na MCS na kina mama na wanaflas. Kazi yake ilikuwa kazi international na kuhakikisha serikali imepangwa vizuri. Inahakikisha kuna kasoro kubwa katika serikali yetu ya Kenya.
President is hustling to deliver on his promises. Unfortunately, of the 22 ministers, only 3 are doing good work. Only 2.
Elsewhere, matatu operators across the country are now up in arms over the new directive from the Energy and also Petroleum Regulatory Authority, requiring all pickups and drop-offs at fuel stations to cease. They argue the policy will inflict heavy financial losses, especially during the busy holiday seasons, and want the government to reconsider what they describe as an unrealistic and also disruptive regulation.
As of Matatu, the employees of the Matatu sector have talked. Wakili has talked. Our petition is coming up on Wednesday. So if EPRA wants Matatus not to be in petrol stations, that circular must be to every petrol station in the territory called Kenya. 2, if EPRA is the one that licenses petrol stations, and according to their letter, which I'm issuing to the media, petrol stations are only filling and refilling of fuel. Questions of garages, which are in petrol stations. Questions of salons.
Elsewhere, human rights activists in Tanzania are now calling for far-reaching accountability measures, accusing the government of violating fundamental freedoms. The groups claim that rights breaches have intensified and are now pushing for international intervention, including opening a case against President Samia Suluhu at the International Criminal Court as they demand justice for victims of alleged state abuses.
The legal system in Tanzania is broken. The legal system at the East African Court of Justice is equally broken.
More recently, there's been satellite imagery that also shows a camp of where these Ugandan mercenaries are still occupying or living today.
Enough evidence to confirm the crimes against humanity that have been committed in Tanzania.
The killings that are systematic attacks against the civilian population fit squarely within the jurisdiction of the International Criminal Court.
Because our Ministry of Foreign Affairs has proven that Kenyans living in Tanzania are not important to them, and they've not addressed themselves to the issue of how many Kenyans are suffering at the hands of the Tanzanian administration. So we are calling on the Kenyan government to act as a government that is responsible for the well-being of their own citizens wherever they are across this globe.
Maana watu wa Tanzania hawakumkosea kwa lolote. Yeye ndio amewakosea, amekataa kuzingatia maadili.
We want to tell her categorically, we do not want your forgiveness. Keep it, stay with it. On 9th December, as they continue to exercise their sovereign power, we as Kenyans, we as East Africans will stand with them.
And that is where we end the morning report. Of course, there is what we have lined in store for you. But before I get to another break, is that the senator for Kakamega, Bona Halwale, was yesterday ejected out of the Senate after he refused to withdraw remarks claiming that the former President Uhuru Kenyatta intervened to secure the release of 2 Kenyan activists who were detained in Uganda. The trouble began when Halwale drew parallel between Kenya children reportedly stranded abroad and also the detention of 2 activists, questioning why it allegedly took the former president rather than the current one to intervene and have the 2 released from Tanzania. And also the Senate Speaker Amason Kingi parked the challenge, directing Halwale to either prove his claims or retract it, and Boni Halwale rather dealt it or decided not to retreat it or claim it, and also but Halwale was pushed back, telling the House that the matter did not require substantiation. And also, with the tempers rising, the Speaker repeatedly pressed Halwale to comply with the standing orders, but the Senator stood his ground, stating that I quote that I started this journey of politics at the age of 22, and we fought for this constitution for so long that rather than I respond to all things that have insisting that staying silent is not an option. And then he was ejected out of the House, and then later on the Senate proceedings went on. Let's just have a look at what transpired and also what happened in the Senate building when the Senator for Kakamega, Bona Halwale, mentioned that the former president had intervened to secure or to return the 2 Kenyans who were abducted in Uganda.